the motion that was filed by Miss Gates. Objection to an ex parte that was signed on 12/30/24 by the judge. The ex parte order signed by Judge Hillary on 12/30 says defendant is granted extended parenting time of all his children, not named in motion, until further order of the court. Plaintiff mother shall have suspended supervised parenting time as determined by the parties. Defendant shall bring a motion as soon as possible. Mother brought the motion all right ahead of it, so she doesn't like that ex parte order. It's clear that the ex parte order was put in basically because she was on her way to pick up the kids when she was picked up for drunk driving. Clearly just bad, beyond bad judgment. She was there, and the father also indicates that there was a time a little bit before that where they were at a hotel and this kind of stuff, and she drove home from there with kids and was intoxicated also. Ma'am, what do you have to say?
The evening of Christmas Eve, I made a terrible judgment call.
Yep.
Obviously, I was picked up for an OWI. And I'm not.
Did you even think of picking up your kid when you were drunk?
I don't have any excuse for that. And hindsight is 2020. And if I could go back and change my actions, I would, but I cannot. But one mistake does not make me a bad parent or an unfit.
Kind of concerned about the December 1st date also. Where you brought your kid home when that was supposed to be a fun time at the hotel, and you brought your kid home, and I think it's pretty clear you were also drinking then. I have real concerns about your drinking right now.
So that is not entirely true. It was a birthday party. We had fun. The kids got to swim. There was lots of other adults there. I was not intoxicated when I took my child home that evening. Yes, I had had some drinks earlier in the day to kind of relax, but I was not intoxicated when I took him home so that he could
I don't have you being arrested, so I don't know, but I'm very concerned. I'm just telling you.
I understand.
I'm concerned that drinking has to be a pretty big problem if you go and are going to pick up your child when you're drinking. It's not just it's not like I don't ever drink. All right. I'm really concerned about it. Are you stable living and stuff like this?
Yes. Well, not with the drinking. I have not drank since.
Okay, but what about have you paid January rent?
Yes.
All right. What about some consumer shut-off notices? Are those all taken care of?
Absolutely.
Are you working?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you working?
Yes, I work full-time.
Okay. All right, so.
And I have been going to like AA classes. I'm in therapy. I have been proactive about getting ahead of making sure that I can be committed to my sobriety.
Okay, Mr. Gates, what's your thoughts on this?
She's in her order that she filed. There are multiple points that she's trying to make. I wanted to, just kind of like point out some of them. Number 4 on her list is the parent-child relationship. She's concerned about Damien's sense of security and emotional support. It's on page 3 out of 4, sir. So she mentions the, concern of his security and his emotional state. I feel as if that's honestly, that's my concern as well. But I feel that is a reason to why that I have stepped in and took the time to go in and file this motion.
I understand. Let me just kind of short circuit this. I know she says a lot of things of concern of, taking the child needs her more than he's getting her and this kind of stuff. she better understand that it was her actions that caused it, okay? This isn't anybody's, this is not yours, Mr. Gates, it's not your child's fault or anything. It's strictly her that has limited the time with him. And it's strictly her actions. So, you know, I don't find any fault with anything that you have done, Mr. Gates. However, I am gonna say that is this more than the first time you've had a DUI or something, ma'am?
No, this is,
Right? I mean, is there other convictions or stuff like this that are notable that I should know about as far as drugs or alcohol or something, Mr. Gates?
No, just that this has not been a first thing. There was issues with when we were going through our divorce. There's been other times where she's been in our vehicles and gotten to small accidents while she was been drinking. There's even been a night where she was taken to jail by the Granville Police Department for domestic assault because she came home drunk.
When was that?
That was back in, I believe, 2022 or
Okay,
2021. So it was a while ago. Yes.
yeah, it was a while ago, and I've said very frankly, I'm concerned about her alcohol, her drinking, okay? And I'm gonna take some steps to try and protect it. I don't know that I need to keep the child away from her altogether, but it's gonna be a short leash, ma'am, if there's any drinking or something like that. Your child deserves better than that, all the time.
I absolutely agree. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to prove, like, if I have to take a breathalyzer or, you know, whatever you implement, I'm willing to do that. My biggest concern is Damien. And right now, he is struggling because of his, like, what has happened. His dad has moved him to a different school, and there's just a lot of change in his life right now. And I know that that is very hard for him. And I know that that is because
You
of,
guys have joint legal custody?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You guys have joint legal custody, or who has custody?
We have 50-50 legal custody.
Sir, you move the child to, actually, you moving the child to another school, you gotta ask the court's permission. You know that?
I just was, I'm sorry. My biggest concern was just making sure that he was going to be able to get everything situated and started back up by the time, and he didn't miss any. I've also got him set for dentist appointments. He has a primary care physician with me as well. Biggest concern is that he's not being left home alone. He walks home from school and is home alone until she gets home from work. And then she goes out and does DoorDash and other things to make some money on the side. And he's left home alone. There are other kids in the house. There's another adult in the house. It's a multiple income home. And there's always somebody here to be with him. He's not, there's no security issues. He's well taken care of. I've gotten him, he does chores around the house with the other kids. He's on a strict
Here's the,
hygiene schedule.
hold on a minute. Here's the problem. You haven't filed a motion for change of custody.
I have.
When's it set to be heard?
That is set for April 18th.
For when?
April 18th.
April 18?
Yes.
Why is it out so far?
It's just one of the dates that was available on the list that I was shown for a hearing availability.
I'm here every other weekend. Every other week, every other Friday. April 18. I mean, yeah, if I get rid of this ex parte order, everything goes back to where it was,
And yes, I understand.
right? And I mean, I don't know why you didn't set it for 2 weeks from now, so I could hear it. And quite honestly, there is probably enough to have an evidentiary hearing regarding custody. I mean, I'm concerned to the alcohol. Is a change of circumstance. Improper cause. That's not to say I'm gonna change custody. what were you guys doing before this happened? Where was he, where was he going? Who was he living with? When, what?
He primarily lives with me. He sees Zachary on the weekends as often as he can when he is not out of town for work.
But you're down in Marshall, right?
Yes, sir.
Jeez, oh Pete. All right. Maybe we should set a custody hearing, but in the meantime, I've got to start giving her back some parenting time. However, if there is any hint of you drinking before, during parenting time, I'm gonna suspend it until we have a hearing.
I absolutely 100% agree.
All right. I don't want to move him again out of school. So we'll have to figure that out. I'm gonna set an evidentiary hearing regarding custody parenting time. I'm going to, because I do believe that Varka is met, and I think it's we've discussed enough here that I think it's appropriate. Are you off on the weekends, man? I mean, I'm gonna give you some time with your child.
Yes, I have every other weekend off and then like one day during the week. His school has been working with me and they are willing to have him come back. They're pretty aware of the situation, and I do have like his schoolwork for this week, so he would not fall behind.
Yeah, when did he start in the Marshall schools?
He started on Tuesday. It
I'm
was
not
the 7th.
blaming you, sir. I'm just saying that when there is joint custody, in order to change schools, you gotta get an agreement of the parties, or I gotta hear it. Okay?
Okay. I apologize.
No,
In regards to his,
again, I'm not blaming you. I'm not trying to, I'm not pounding on either of you, all right? There's
yeah,
enough.
sir, there is one thing that I do need to mention in what she has wrote down regarding school. She is, and it needs to be mentioned because I need you to make sure that you know this. It claims that he has an IEP class, which is special
I know
education.
what it is.
Okay. Well, within doing all of the enrollment and everything, speaking to his old school and with his records coming to the new school, he is not in any special courses, any speech courses or anything. He has graduated from all of those, so it's not, there's nothing changing that would affect that because he's not in any of those classes anymore. He's already graduated out of them.
He still does have an IEP through Granville schools though.
Granville, from when I talked to him and the records they sent to Walters Elementary here in Marshall, there are no IEP classes, period. I'll get that information and I'll put it in for the motion for custody, along with other statements from people I have in regards to the night of the 1st at the hotel on the birthday party. I got other things. It's just a little further away. It's more difficult to enter them. And
Did you understand what I said earlier? I'm gonna set a custody hearing because I think there's enough here to meet Vadvarka, which means there's proper cause or change of circumstance to meet Vadvarka.
okay.
Right, so I'm going to set you can't change custody on a Friday morning. Okay, so I gotta set an evidentiary hearing. And I don't know where it's gonna go and how it's gonna go, but I've got to get mom back seeing the child. And because you guys live so far apart, it makes it really difficult. But I'm going to allow mother to have every other weekend right now, because you say you get every other weekend off, correct?
Yep.
Friday at whatever time, where do you guys meet to do the exchanges normally?
Plainwell.
Fremont?
Plainwell.
Plainwell. Boy, Fremont would have been way the heck the other way. Move. That would have been each of you driving in forever. Plainwell, you know where it is then, sir? Obviously, it's Plainwell gas station or something like that.
Yep.
All right. What time can we meet there?
We usually do 6 p.m. We do 6 p.m. Friday and then 6 p.m. Sunday.
Okay. We just lost him. Is he coming back?
Yeah.
Hmm?
As soon as he does, I'll bring him.
Somehow we lost connection with him. What is you say you have a day off or something, an evening?
It's Thursday during the day, or well, because I work mornings, but Thursday is the day that I have off.
What about if I let you have Thursdays, but you gotta drive up here?
Or down to him.
What?
I would.
Yeah, sorry, wrong direction.
It's
I'll be
okay.
back up in Fremont, okay?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello,
The last 2 Thursdays I have driven down there to see him.
all right, Mr. Gates, I'm saying every other Friday, 6 till 6, you guys need to meet at your normal Plainwell, okay?
Okay.
And Thursdays, I'm gonna allow her to come down and see the child from like after school till, oh, he's 9 years old, but 7 o'clock?
That would be the best time because yeah, from 7 to 8, he's got the shower, wind
Yeah,
down.
he's 9-year-old. So you go down and get him from school and have him until 7 o'clock. It's not gonna be worth it to drive up here, take him to place to eat or someplace fun down there. Can you do that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, so you'll have every Thursday from after school until 7. If there is no school on that Thursday, you can have them from 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock,
Okay.
okay?
And so I guess my question is just regarding his schooling. He's
I'm not gonna change them right now because I'm concerned and we're gonna deal with that, trust me, we're gonna deal with it when we have an evidentiary hearing. I'm not happy, but your actions caused it and I'm trying to make it as easy on this young man as I can. I can't I'd have to give them to you and I gotta see some stuff. You're gonna need to come in and present some stuff to show your sobriety, okay? And it's gonna take some time and I mean, I'm really hoping that this is the wake up call. All right,
It absolutely was.
because I do think there's an alcohol problem and having an alcohol problem does not mean it's gonna last forever. All right, so I'm wishing you all the luck and even whether or not Mr. Gates feels that way or not, I would hope he wants you to be all better too, because for your child needs 2 good parents, okay? You guys don't have to like each other, but you gotta be respectful and you gotta get along and you gotta parent, okay? And I don't want any parent trying to gain an advantage and stuff like this. I want the parents to parent and be good parents so that the child, when he graduates from high school, both of you are there, both of you are smiling. He doesn't have to feel like, dad hates mom, mom hates dad. I gotta go here, I gotta go there and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. And honestly,
Grow up and be parents and I actually appreciate you. I was prepared to be a lot more difficult on you, ma'am, but you've accepted your responsibility and you've accepted something and so I'm all right with you. But we'll send out a notice on a custody hearing. You don't have to file that motion, sir. I've heard enough. I'm gonna have it, custody parenting time, and we'll send out notice. You guys are crazy if you don't have an attorney for it. Cause it's a formal hearing. You're not just gonna sit here and talk to me, okay? It's a formal hearing with rules of evidence, which you don't know. I'm sure, all right? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe you do know rules of evidence, but I don't think so. All right, good luck to everybody, and
I'm
work a little bit together too, okay? I mean, if things work out and Damien can go see or whatever, work together. But
I just have a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I get Damien this weekend as it is my weekend off, or do we have to start at a different time?
This is your weekend off?
Yep.
Yeah. You can get this weekend. If you have to get Damien, I mean, when does he come home from school?
I'll be picking him up about 3:40.
Have a little bit of flexibility. Maybe he won't get them to you till about 7, so he can explain stuff and all that kind of stuff and everything, okay?
Right.
There will be, if you understand what happens, if there's any hint of you drinking,
Absolutely. 100%.
all right? Be careful, Mr. Gates, all right? You can get him there. If you can get him there at 6, get him there at 6. Otherwise, text her and say, hey, we're no later than 7, but because this is a complete change and he doesn't know he's going there, okay?
Yeah. Appreciate if we could just plan on 7, because I'm gonna have to talk to him and
Yeah. that's
everything.
fine. So he'll every other time it'll be 6, but this time it'll be 7 o'clock. He'll get him to you, okay?
Okay.
Plain well, because it's a lot closer than Fremont.
Yeah.
Good luck. Thank you. We'll get to the bottom of this. I think we'll fix it eventually, okay?
Okay. Thank
Good
you.
luck. Thank you. We're adjourned.